All right. Another week here in the fantastic We the People podcast network studio with, of course, Lavelle Lewis. I'm gonna think of a new thing every week, except for Dan from the Streets. It's always gonna be Dan from the Streets.
Yeah, yes. But I'm not actually from said streets that
you're from the hood, bro.
You be in them streets.
Yeah, the 315 streets.
Be deep in them streets.
They're still streets.
I'm your community outreach.
There you go.
Actually, you know what you are?
What's that?
You're the diversification, what do you call that when someone comes in and has to change up because it's a black guy?
Diversity.
Diversity and inclusion.
That's right.
I was about to say the token white guy.
The token white guy.
It's fine with
me. Take it while you can.
I'm fine with it.
Take it while you can.
I'm not offended because I would have to choose to be offended by that.
Absolutely. Well, the thing is, you can't be offended and be on this damn show or be listening to this damn show.
No.
Because if you're offended, you got a million other podcasts out there that you can go listen to.
Yeah.
And live
probably
in your
not
snowflake world.
Not with the spectrum though that we have.
We do have quite the spectrum.
It's the only good spectrum in Rochester, I'll tell you that.
Dave Chappelle will be proud.
Yeah, I'm about to say you're gonna get canceled.
Oh, I already am.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys coming in for another week and coming on and listening to us be a little crazy here. Remember, as always, we are here to have a conversation amongst friends over a drink. So cheers, everybody. Appreciate you all. Love you all.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm going to go right into the news, actually. I don't want to do a personal thing this week. I'm feeling like there's a lot of things to talk about.
You seem antsy. You seem like you're ready to get at it today, man.
It feels like a constant thing nowadays where you wake up in the morning and there's something new that just like, I try not to look at my cell phone first thing in the morning, right? What I do is I wake up, I say my prayer, I get up, then I look at my phone and it ruins it. I know not to look at it. I know not to look at the text messages because it'll be something like, 2 shootings in this area. And I'm like, man, like you don't understand every single day. So I try not to look at my phone first thing in the morning. I hope people out there first thing in the morning, just pray. Just thank God you can even stand up. That's like my number one thing is I get to stand up in the morning because I know there's a lot of people out there, a lot of hockey players out there that can't stand up anymore. I'm saying that because we got Rory in here. I haven't announced it yet. Rory, you're not on camera yet. He's not on camera yet.
No. Oh, wait, listen. You got to tease him a little bit better, Jose. Right. A little bit better.
Well, I didn't know he was going to jump right into it. All right, so let's bring up the first one here about the migrants. Yes. First topic of conversation here. I actually can't read that. Eric, thank you very much. They are secretly flying underage migrants into New York. And they said, and they asked Miss Pasaki about it being in the dead of the night. Like, why are you doing this in the middle of the night? She's like, well, it's not in the middle of the night. It's just earlier flights. 2:30 in the morning and 4:30 in the morning are not in the dead of the night. They are earlier flights.
You got to get those cheap rates.
Yo,
that's right.
Yo, Saki is the gift that keeps on giving for press secretaries. I'm surprised she's still on TV.
I don't get it. I really am. And there's always, every single day, I watch a single video of her answering questions by the young guy from, I think he's from Fox News.
Yeah, he
gets on her. I love it. I love it because he's the only one.
Yeah,
he really is the only one. And I miss it because when they used to go at Trump, there, and his people, I had a little fun with it. I was like, yeah, go ask those hard questions. Ask those hard questions that, it's usually softball questions. And it's only this one kid, this one young kid. I bet he's a douchebag in real life, but I like him in the role that he plays.
We need them. We need the Kanye of the press.
The yay.
The yay of the press, yes.
So midnight runs. Guys, they're flying in thousands of kids into New York. Lavelle, I know you want to go at this.
Yeah.
Go at it. Go. Can I say before you go, this sounds to someone, I know what this is about, but to someone who might not know what this is about, this sounds like the biggest load of like conspiracy.
Yes, right. I always wear my conspiratorial hat
Well, you got to probe around the edges. Like flying kids in at midnight.
Well, that's the thing. See, I don't really just go off and say I know it's true. I just ask questions.
Sure.
Right. So if we already know that human trafficking, children trafficking, sex slave, that's like $1 billion industry. And then hearing Psaki get up there and say, oh, we're finding responsible parents. How do we actually know these are responsible? Like, there's probably a line of pedos lining up, waiting for this influx of, not just from, where they're coming from to New York, down in Texas, Haiti. Mm-hmm. That's like the hub for human trafficking. Ask the Clintons on that one.
Well, wouldn't you think that there'd be something that they would post somewhere saying we're looking for responsible adults to take in immigrant children whose parents are not here? Like, wouldn't you think there'd be something that they would kind of put out there? No, you wouldn't think that?
No. Well, check this out.
I would think that Mayor Pete Buttigieg would have took a picture with like 10 migrants in his hospital bed, because that made sense. Mm-hmm. That made sense when he took that picture with his husband in the hospital bed.
I'm still laughing about that husband part. That was his husband.
I can't with this world anymore.
This is what bugs me out, though. When, again, if people really need to dig deep into this human trafficking, child protective services,
we're gonna have our episode.
Story. It's coming. I cannot wait for that story. But when Trump was in office, people, again, don't want to give any type of credit of, some of the changes that they were trying to implement, such as kids who are getting lost within the child protective services and folks who adopt these kids and then they are nowhere to be found. The parents and the people who adopt them are nowhere to be found. They have no way to track these kids or even see if they're still safe. So,
or the hundreds of kids that go missing, end up dead, and they never said anything about it. Mm-hmm. They didn't even look into it.
Mm-hmm. Organ donating is pretty big too within that industry as well. So yeah, we got a lot to deal with within that. So here's my thing. If everybody wants to fight for freedom, we all ain't free until we're all free. And if we're going to turn a blind eye to kids getting pretty much abducted, and even not just kids, adults getting abducted, getting, kidnapped to be used as sex slaves and
organ donors,
whatever the sick crap that these people get themselves into, it's a problem. And we're distracted by all this other stuff, whether or not we need to wear a mask or whether or not we need to get jab or all. No, we got people that's getting kidnapped. Slavery is alive and well, people. Alive and well, and it's big business.
Ooh, that was heavy for the first topic. I can't believe I jumped right into that one.
You keep bringing it up. You keep poking the bear, Jose.
Another one for you, and that's funny that
we can talk about midnight runs in a different sense if you want.
That of night runs. But look at that. I'm sorry, I didn't even read this part. During July and August, 37,805 unaccompanied minors were caught entering the U.S. from Mexico. You think we have 37,805 sets of parents that are
responsible and not didless?
Well, so if you're a parent in Mexico and you can't provide for your kid, you're just sending them. Mm-hmm. I'm still gonna send it
with the coyotes.
Yeah, well, I guess because that we're gonna take them in.
Right. Or what if it's the Mexican government that don't know what to do with these stray kids, that they're just,
that too.
They're orphans and they don't want nothing to do with them. Like, hey, go to the U.S.
Is that your Mexican accent? Wow, Lord, that was terrible.
hey, man, I'm not here to be PC on the impersonations, but I'm telling you, they probably just go ahead. Yeah, terrible. They like little kids over there, man. Go. Andale.
I do believe that's probably what the other countries think about America. I don't see how they wouldn't think that.
Yeah. Misguided compassion.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Come here.
Move us on, Jose.
Yes, let's move on to the supply chain shortage. Again, another conversation for this week. But look at the first heading on the one on the left. I'm going to read it for those out there who are only listening to the podcast. I feel sorry for you if you're not watching.
You
can find us on YouTube.
Jacket.
Are you getting warm over there?
Take my jacket off.
America isn't running out of everything just because of a supply chain crisis. America is running out of everything because Americans are buying so much stuff.
Stop buying stuff.
How are they buying all this
Stop
shit?
buying stuff.
How are they buying this shit? I mean, you get a check every. Remember last time we was talking about crab legs and shrimp, you know, on deck. Scrimps from checks from Biden. You know what I'm saying? Like,
them Biden checks be on point.
Biden checks had I'm telling you, everybody on my Facebook feed was popping crab legs. Buckets of butter.
Dip it in there.
We're screwed, man. We're screwed if we keep this up and don't like really, you know, voice our opinion on, well, not even just voice our opinion, probably wake up the idiots that's just thinking this is
really what it is.
You know,
we had to finally get a Costco membership because we can't find the stuff that we need.
Damn.
I'm paying to go grocery shopping.
Damn, you're right.
That's crazy to me. Like, I would never do that. I don't know if that's like a normal thing for most people. I don't go grocery shopping anyways. My wife does. But the fact that you have to pay to go grocery shopping to me is crazy because you can't find the stuff that you need. I'm about to buy chickens. I'm literally about to buy chickens to raise so that I can have eggs.
A friend of mine is in Florida. She said just I don't know how many, a regular pack of chicken. She had to drop $25. What? $25 for some chicken down in Florida.
Let me tell you, living out in Wayne County,
you got chickens running around.
Yeah, you know.
So I called a chicken for the first time yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good job.
I brought my son with me, 13-year-old son, chopped that chicken's head off, put it in the heating water thing.
Oh, yeah?
Soften it up, put it in a little bucket, like it was a washing machine that spun around and it ripped the feathers right out of it.
Oh, you didn't do it by hand?
I also did it by hand because it wasn't, for the first batch, it wasn't warm enough. So when it went through the washing machine thing, it was just like beating the freaking dead chicken with no head on it. It was pretty disgusting and pretty disturbing. Damn. But yeah, and then cut it open, pulled out all the innards out of it.
You got it in your car?
No.
Oh, you're not a true 315.
No, I only went to learn. I didn't learn. I didn't go to get it myself.
Oh, wait, you did somebody else's work?
Yeah, I told you. Yeah. Oh, man, and I paid for it.
The true Hispanic.
Oh my God. The next article there that says the shortages hitting countries around the world. How can you say that Americans are buying so much stuff when all around the world there's shortages? Like, don't play us for fools. Stop doing that. And the people who are reading this and then falling in line, stop being dumb. Like,
they don't know any better.
A little common sense, a little discernment, a little critical thinking.
Be smarter.
Yeah,
be smarter.
I wish that was possible. I wish, like, to hear the press secretary say, "Well, inflation's only going up because people are buying stuff." It's a good thing.
Well, she knows that nobody knows what inflation is.
Female dog.
Stop. Oh, Lord. Sorry, we're going on tangents here.
I assume, though, if you took a couple head punches from our guest, you'd probably not be very smart.
Listen, I do not want no part.
You don't want that heat? You don't want that smoke?
Nah, man. Anybody that played in NHL? Nope.
Right.
Y'all fighting on skates. That means you got balance.
The only
you got good balance.
Person who didn't lie on their stat sheet.
Oh, hey, probably. I would.
We got one more article to get into before we bring our guest on.
I'm so ready.
We might just jump into it, but I want to get Lavelle just a little more hyped up. Let's bring on that last one, please.
Doing this, man. It's
about the principal. Ex-principal accused of sexual abuse makes bail. Oh, God damn. This guy was a principal who called in, what was it? Like 56 kids or something like that?
Yeah.
Damn.
He would, I need you after school and stuff. Like, I need you to come into my office.
Oh, that's the guy from Hilton.
Yep.
You know what? Never mind. Me being from Western Irondequoit, I don't like Hilton.
Call him out.
The cadets. That's that, but that was disgusting when I first heard that. And he gets bail?
He makes bail.
$100,000.
But again, not defending what happened on January 6th. But still, they are in jail in solitary confinement, not able to come out on bail for doing the same exact thing that these crazy people did for the past year and a half. And they're still in jail while this guy, who was in charge of your children, is out on bail.
Yeah.
And not that it makes it better. It wasn't one. He wasn't accused of two. It was dozens.
That we know.
That we know.
Allegedly
right. The ones who came up.
Right.
Came out.
So,
well, I mean, if he's a principal and he knows what goes on in the Vatican, he's like, well, hey, it's fair game. You know,
he knows what's going on in the Vatican.
What?
The Vatican? Do you see how many lawsuits and how many charges was going on with the popes? And
Man, they've been going through charges for like decades.
Oh yeah, well, it's over thousands of kids that got touched over there. So it's pretty much like these people think it's okay, you know. And I feel so bad for the parents that are out, you know, in Hilton who've, you know, been affected by this. Don't you know, take this laughter as if we're taking it
right. We're not taking this lightly at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
It's the most disgusting act. And if I was a father of that guy, I was like, yeah, post bell. Let's go.
Right.
Mother
castration immediately.
We're all fathers here.
Yes,
right.
Right.
Like, how would you feel about that, knowing that he's coming out on bail?
There's nothing that I can't say on this podcast, and I can't
see. We'd be exchanging places. We'd be exchanging places, right? See, he comes out, I'm going in. Yeah. Right. He was facing these charges. I'm facing some other charges.
Right.
You know, some that might cost, you know, me 25 years plus, but I'll get off on those. Temporary insanity all day. I can be crazy real quick. Real quick. For that
Could be. I'm pretty sure we've seen it many times.
TLC Trading Spaces is getting revitalized. That's what it's going to be. It's going to
exactly.
Wow, that was.
Yeah. I was waiting for one, Dan. I was waiting for.
Yeah, that's
good job.
Yep,
I appreciate that one.
We're finally ready for our guest.
Yes, let's bring our guest on, who is also crazy because he is a Republican running in a mostly Democrat town from our hometown. I'm saying our as in me and Lavelle over here because you guys are, who knows where you're, I don't even know where you guys are from. You're from the streets. I know that.
Hey.
Not quite sure with Austin.
Ain't from the
but I-Town here, I-Town representing the true original Indians, not the Eagles.
I don't know who that are.
I don't know who they
are. No,
I have no idea. Rory Fitzpatrick, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you staying while we go through some nonsense early on with our topics of conversation here. But thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. I've been seeing your signs everywhere, man. Everywhere around here. That's fantastic. What do you think? What are you going to bring to this town that, you know, previous supervisors have not been able to bring?
Leadership. First of all, we're not going to subcontract our leadership out of town anymore. So it's going to be held at the White House. We're going to make decisions at the White House. Sorry, the town hall. I'm not going to the White House.
The White House.
He's got goals. People got goals.
No desire.
Right,
no desire.
He already said, "No, we looking at Biden."
Right.
Because if Biden can win, anybody can win.
It might be an easier race, but
if you can make a sentence, you do better than Biden.
Correct.
All day.
Correct. Yes.
All day.
Yeah. So I think that you know, some common sense, some transparency, and accountability to the town hall, and you know, people are done with politics on a lot of areas, and I'm the non-politician and business owner in Irondequoit here. I have vested a lot of my time and energy and money in this town, and you know, I want the best for it.
Oh, talk to us about the business that you've owned for. I remember growing up on this. So go ahead talk about your business.
Yeah. So Cooper Deli.
For those of us who out there who don't know Irondequoit,
they don't know
Cooper Deli
sandwiches around here, boy.
Yeah, so Cooper Deli's been around for 70 years. We bought it 10 years ago from Judge Janier, and you know, we've enjoyed every minute of it. So you know, it's a place that me and my wife grew up going to. She's also an Irondequoit lifer. So you know, we after my retirement, we decided to you know, come back to Irondequoit. We had choices to live many other places, but Irondequoit was you know, a place we wanted to come to. And when the judge approached us about the deli being available, we jumped on it.
Well, you say retirement. Everyone's looking at you. You're 27 years old. We talk about retirement.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
You got a better hairline than I do. This is bull.
That's true.
He's retired.
Yeah. So I spent 15 years in the NHL and the AHL, traveling around you know, this country and Canada, and making a living playing hockey, and was lucky enough to do that for 15 years.
That's awesome.
What do you think about Canada right now and all that stuff that's going on in that country? Like, you probably wouldn't even be able to step foot over there.
No, it's difficult. I have a bunch of friends up there, and you know, they started off you know, thinking they're doing the right thing, great job, and I can tell you that their opinions have changed drastically up there, and you know, they are revolting and, you know, sick of being locked in their houses.
Damn, it's kind of like Get Out, the movie.
Kind of like.
I mean, it really is. Trudeau is like a freaking madman. He's like, you can't even Dave Chappelle wouldn't be able to live in Canada right now.
No,
he would not be able to. You know what I mean? It's a sad country, I think.
Because you said you came in '93, right? In the NHL?
I was drafted in '93. My first year was '95, '96.
In Montreal?
In Montreal, yep.
Did you speak any French?
I did not. I learned a little bit, but not enough to really know what was going on. You could kind of skim through papers and see what kind of bad stuff they were saying about you. But I didn't learn. I wasn't there long enough to fully embrace the language. But it's a great city, or was a great city. I hope it still is, and a great place to play hockey.
So what do you think about that what Canada's going through right now, and comparing it to what we're doing here, specifically in New York, state of New York, but also in the town here? Previous supervisor, or no, it was another Irondequoit alum who's in Monroe County. Who's
two of them.
Kind of
Sealy was Irondequoit, IHS, and Adam. Now Adam, I won't even ask this question: who would win in a fight between you and Adam Bello? But I think we all know the answer to that one.
You can't fight anybody. You're trying to run for a position.
He's a hockey player,
so he automatically has to fight.
Yes, if politics was able, if politics was able to adopt NHL rules,
oh man,
I would love it. I would love it.
Let me give you some insight.
Who would you call out first?
It would take a lot of politicians out of the game very quickly.
Yes, it sure would. The best of the best.
I can assure you that politics, at least locally here, is more like WWF.
Oh yeah.
You have your heel, you got your face, you got your good guy, you got your bad guy.
Oh, you're the heel now.
Oh, I'm the
heel. You are the heel. You are like Macho Man and freaking Roddy Piper.
I say I'm more like Shawn Michaels because I can span both sides. He could be a heel and he could be a face.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about getting into that kind of arena? Like what in your right mind makes you think that you want to put yourself in a position to be lambasted every damn day on social media, in the media, people that used to love you, who you thought were your friend, are going to turn on you. I'm telling you right now, that's what's going to happen. How do you feel about that? How are you getting yourself ready mentally?
Well, I think 15 years of the NHL and the AHL, I think that comes with that as well. I was phased out, as social media was coming in. I was still in the NHL and the AHL at that time. So I definitely got to get, some of that, very comfortable behind the computer type of abuse to us. So I don't see it being that much different. Politics, obviously, politics has gotten very nasty, and I've been called a lot of things even since starting to run. But I think that I'm quite prepared for that. I'm not concerned with that at all.
Nice. Now, who are you even going against? I honestly don't know.
Joe Morelli Jr.
Okay.
Oh, that's a big little competition right there, because he got Big Daddy to help him out, huh?
You said it, not me.
He do.
But yeah, he's got a lot of people to help him out. So I think we've seen it over the last couple of weeks, and Bello and Sealy and the dad, and everybody's out doing door-to-door for him and trying to get him in there. But the
machine,
the machine, the Morelli Inc., however you want to phrase it. But they're out there working. They're doing what the senior tells them to do. So I'm up for that competition, and I'm enjoying that part.
Well, I see that on your Twitter here, you were out in the rain talking to people, going door to door. So
Adam's not doing that.
No.
Bello's like, oh my God, I gotta go inside. It's too wet. Steve, I know Steve Sealy personally. Steve might go out in the rain if he want to go back to his football days. But Adam, no.
But I'm just saying, we do get sunny days here.
But that doesn't sell.
I also have a real job that I have to go to. I don't have a no-show job. And, so I'm out. I have to be selective on when I can go door to door and when I can get the things. So, if I don't win, I have to keep that job. So I've been working extremely hard at that as well. So, I pick and I don't get to pick and choose exactly when I get to go out. So, Saturday was a day that I had time and the ability to do it. So I did it.
Well, I think that's great that you're going out in the rain.
That's dope.
I can alert you because I had to go against my own machine, which was the lovely Warren machine.
Yeah.
And look, I know every single time it rained, every single time it snowed, I went live. Every single time. Because you know why? people feel sorry for you. When they feel sorry for you, they feel emotionally attached to you.
Yeah.
And they said, this guy will do anything it takes to win, and it will do anything to take to earn my vote. And I said, hell yeah, you're right. You're right. This is just me showing it.
That Psych 101 class coming through.
I took it in college. One of the few classes that stuck with me was that and critical thinking, my favorite class of all time.
Thank God, like that was actually a class. Is it
Right.
still available?
Probably not.
Probably not.
I think it's liberal thinking at this point.
Well, that's the thing. Like for you being a Republican going against the machine that loves to play the race card, I'm the token black guy today. Yeah, I mean, I'm just the minority. But again, just knowing where politics is today, and knowing that a lot of folks on the left really don't have no real, issues that they can kind of bring to the table. So they go to the race card. Has that entered this at any point since you are Republican?
Has your race been an issue?
It has not, as far as I know. I think I have the support of all backgrounds. If you go around and see my signs, I think there's Democrats, Republicans, blacks, whites, Hispanics. And if you look at our ticket compared to their ticket, it would be a silly argument to try to bring that into right now. So, we have great diversity in our ticket, and if they dared to try to bring that argument or that fight, then it's an automatic loss for them. So I think we've been able to neutralize that, and we got some great candidates. Bryce LaFountain, Vanessa Beto Enriquez is another candidate. Andre Smith. So
Andre is definitely a black dude, huh?
He is.
Andre Smith. Andre is definitely a black dude.
He's multicultural. So
Nice.
So he's got a little bit of everything in him, and
That's dope. That's dope.
And again, it's not a card they can play in Irondequoit, and definitely can't play against us at this point.
Isn't it an amazing feeling when you have the backing and support of any and everybody? Like I thrive on the fact that a lot of people don't know what political party I'm part of.
Yep.
Like I thrive on that. I want people to think that way, because that should, in my opinion, be what politics is about.
Sure.
So how do you see yourself playing that political party role?
Yep.
Has the political party been behind you? Because I feel as though the Republican Party here locally is not very vocal. It's not really out there. It's not really supportive monetarily wise. So what's your insight into that?
Yeah. So first of all, I'm a lifelong independent that's running as a Republican out of, there is no other option. I'm not in the family, so I can't run on the other side in Irondequoit. So, I think it's, I come as a neutral party that wants to do the best for the town, and people have embraced that. And the people are sick of hearing Democrat, Republican. And if you notice any of my literature, all my literature, it doesn't say Republican. And it actually really pisses people off. They'll email you, what are you? And
I get that email a lot.
Yeah, I respond with, did you like what my email said? Did you like what I said? And so we're running as the Irondequoit team. We're not running as Republican versus Democrat, and the other side is running as a Democratic team. So that's been our goal from number one, is that it doesn't matter what we are. And I think that you'll see this, people that are supporting me around town with signs and other things are from both parties, and from, where we have a lot of blanks here in town, and they're supportive as well. So hopefully that reflects in the election.
I love the underdog.
Well, I truly believe that the vast majority of people, especially in this area, are more independent. In my opinion, they hate the two-party system. They wish that they could have a third party in there. I have a lot of Republicans in my district who are true Republicans, but on paper they're Democrat, because they say they want a voice in local politics. So do you feel as though people don't have a voice here?
100%. I think that's been, one of the top complaints, or one of the top issues that I've faced, is that, people don't feel like they have a voice, and they don't get responses from, board members or supervisors or anybody in charge. That, they call, they don't get returned phone calls, they don't get returned emails. And, I've heard, thousands of times, I don't feel like I have a voice, and you can't solve everybody's problems, but to be able to communicate with them, show them that you care and that you're actually listening, and like I said, care about them, that's all they want. They, some of the things that people ask for are impossible for politicians to deliver on, but the fact that you actually listen to them and care about it and can sympathize or empathize with them is huge in their eyes.
That's beautiful, because you're absolutely right. A lot of times people, they realize their wants are, I don't want to say by any means outlandish. It's just, I as a city councilman am not going to be able to fix that.
Right.
But they're just happy that someone at least heard them out, because I'm a Republican. I never feel as though I get heard, and you're the first one that actually listened to me.
Right.
So it's great to see that someone is running who doesn't care about the political lines. It's really just about being the representative for the people. So I appreciate that, first of all. The main thing here is, though, what is your platform? What are the 3 areas that you're looking to really fix? Because it seems as though Irondequoit is kind of a golden platter. Like, you got some really good things happening around Irondequoit. So are you coming in to change this? Because if you're coming to change this,
well, I think the good is very easy to keep going, right? Like that's easy. When you own a business or when you come in and something's working, you keep that going. It's the bad and the ugly that you have to change, right? We have to change the bad when we have to get rid of the ugly in this town. And
so what's the bad and ugly besides the Walmart parking lot shootings? Because good Lord,
you ain't keep going. You got fentanyl. You got
I think public.
Don't answer for him. Jeez,
my bad. My bad.
Let him answer.
Well, I think public safety is number
Don't
one.
mansplain him.
Yeah, number one is public safety. I think that our town has to be safe. We have to feel safe in this town, and right now a lot of people don't. I think we have a lot of people in this town that have worked very hard to get to this town. I think they've come in from different areas in the county that aren't safe, and they want to come and send their kids to good schools, and they've moved to areas that are no longer safe, and it's similar to where they've come from. So those people have expressed many of the concerns that Irondequoit needs to be safe. And as a business owner, it can be scary out there right now, and Irondequoit is no stranger to increase in violence and increase in crime. So public safety is number one. I think we have we have a spending issue here where we're under budget or we're at budget, but you see things not getting done. I've talked to tons of residents that streets are not done. Some streets are getting done over and over again while others are being ignored. Sidewalks that need repair, some stuff that makes Irondequoit special. I think that there's not many towns in Monroe County or in New York State that you can ride your bike for miles and miles on sidewalks. And as those deteriorate, we need to fix them. We need to take care of them. So I'm a small picture guy. Instead of doing the major project, let's fix the little things from and get those going so that we can concentrate on the bigger items.
Well, to me, that's you're talking about the 2 things there: public safety and making sure your spending is going into the right areas. Those are all fine and dandy. But what about people that live here that say, my taxes, because the taxes in Irondequoit are, especially West Irondequoit, are extremely high.
Yep.
How are you going to make them feel as if their investment is going to the right areas? What's the actual game plan here? Can you give them a game plan for what you're going to do about public safety, or what you're going to do about making sure that their spending is going to the right areas?
Yeah. So I think, from a public safety standpoint, it's supporting the police department where the moral, that morale is high. It's very low right now. And we don't have a full police force, and that goes back to morale. And if we can create where we know as a town and leadership, we support the police, we're going to get better policemen. We're going to get more policemen, and which makes their job easier. The public knows that we support them and are going to, follow along. And Irondequoit police staff has a great record amongst the community, and they have to know that they're supported so that they can do their job. As far as services in this town, I think, we look at it and we have to be able to, make sure that you feel like your tax dollars are being used properly. And I think that's a huge issue here in Irondequoit where, some people say, hey, I don't mind paying taxes, but what am I paying for?
Right.
And what am I getting?
Right.
And we have to, create that, whether that's through, leaf pickups and other services. But I think that, supplying services to our community has to be done, and it has to be done better. Community service or customer service. If you call the town hall, someone should answer the phone, right? Someone should return your call. No other business would operate and be successful at the way the government is run, and some things in our town are run. So I'm coming from a business background where one, you need to create revenue instead of just figuring out a way to tax more, and you have to treat people correctly. And if you're working at the town hall, then you should answer the phone. You should return phone calls. You should return emails. And if you're out on a crew and someone in town has a question, you should answer it and be respectful. So I think these things aren't. This isn't rocket scientist, but it seems to be. So transparency. I think that when there's an issue, the town should know. I mean, there's a major issue at the community center, and nobody knows. Right? We just invested $14 million in a building that we can't use, and they're not saying why it's empty? They're not saying why.
Wow, so, I was wondering why the parking lot was vacant.
A lot of cars there today.
There was?
Yeah, it was just over there.
So I think that's important. And if someone's health's in jeopardy, as it is, if they went to the community center during a certain time, then I think that people should know that. And accountability. If you're running a project in the town and you misspend or do something wrong in a private business, then you probably don't have your job the next day. Here you get congratulated for it. So, all those things need to change. And I'm coming from a business standpoint. I want to run this town as a business, not a government's standard.
It was he said the word again. This has been another week. Someone said accountability. No one wants to have accountability within one side. Everybody wants to kind of, let things be, let things go as they, have within the past. And, when you start saying you want to run government like a business, it turns a lot of folks off on one way. They start saying, oh, you sound like the last guy that was in the White House, the real White House,
Oh, Mike Pence. Yeah.
That's messed up.
Yeah, that guy. No, I mean, overall, as far as, a lot of the things that have been going on within the city, going back to the crime has been a little bit of an issue here in Irondequoit. You had a couple, surprising murders. You had, one woman getting chopped up and tossed over by Durand. How can you kind of, emphasize to the people that, if I'm paying $12,000 a year in my taxes, how I'm going to, ensure that at least I can go home and be safe. Like, how can you emphasize that, when you are in office, you can feel safe?
Yeah. So I've done ride-alongs. I'm not much for just saying things. I like to see them and make sure that I'm correct in them and observe them firsthand. And, one of the things we have here is almost zero active policing. So all of our police are just answering phone calls. So there's very little, and that's because of the staff. They operate at almost a minimal staffing each shift. So, being able to get it up to full staff and supply that town with that, if you're going to call the police, they're going to be there. And if something's going on in town, that they have the ability to stop it. I don't think people are concerned with getting chopped up and thrown into Durand Lake, but they do want to be able to go to Wegmans and walk in and out without,
spending $500.
$500. That too. Yeah. That's a whole other issue. But
yeah, and he's been well though. He's been okay with everybody.
He needs to stock up on his eggs.
Yeah, well, it's not his fault. It's over in the ocean. Everything's in the ocean right now.
It's because people are buying too much stuff.
Oh, you're right. Dang, I see my economics, knowledge is definitely not aligned with what they're talking about. So I'm thinking about this stuff. But
where do you see potential development in Irondequoit? Because I remember growing up, from what I recall, development was not something that was talked about in Irondequoit. We loved it the way it was. And anything that brought people into the area will bring only nothing but trouble. Yep. Now we have, West Irondequoit has a ton of development in the area. and some people feel as though it's brought in a lot of trouble. So is there a balance there? Do you see where we can develop more in different areas? I mean, what are your thoughts about development in Irondequoit?
Well, development's tough in Irondequoit. We have strong borders on all, on 4 sides. We have water and on 3 of them, and the city on the other. So a lot of the development that's been brought to Irondequoit in the last few years has been mostly tax-free development. So it has not helped our tax base and has not changed what taxes the residents are paying. So I think redevelopment is the key for us. If you go down East Ridge Road and see the amount of empty spaces, it's disturbing.
It's sad.
It is sad. So I think that we have to be open to that, to redevelopment. There's just not the space here of Webster or Victor to create new development. So we have to figure out a way to redevelop, and we have to make that friendly for developers and for business owners. And as a business owner in Irondequoit, it's not the friendliest place to do business, and we have to change that. And but we also have to make sure that those businesses coming in are helping with our tax revenue and relieving some of the residents with that full problem of all those taxes. So I've been in development. I know tons of developers. They want to do stuff here in town, but have not been the easiest place to do it.
So you're amongst a group here of young men who all have families with young kids. How are you going to entice people to move into West Irondequoit? Now, let me ask
you can't. Well, hold on. See, you just literally messed up. So you said West Irondequoit.
Right.
There is the East side.
See, that's what I was going to block myself, because I only I grew up in West Irondequoit.
Right. But you said it right though. I agree with you.
Because I don't talk about East Irondequoit. Don't talk about East Irondequoit. Nothing against anyone from East Irondequoit.
Right.
But there was always that animosity there. We had the Irondequoit Cup for wrestling. And there was always, this between us and them.
Listen, East Ridge, I'm sorry. You're not a part of Irondequoit, in my opinion. Now, you being town supervisor, you have to be,
one Irondequoit. That's my thing. We had 2 school districts. We're one town. So, but yeah, I mean, young families, I mean, they want to come into town, and they, like I said, they want to be safe, but they want the sidewalks, the tree lined streets taken care of. They want the neighbor next to them to keep their house upright. So, I think that's why people move to Irondequoit and move and continue to live here, is the ability to, hop on your bike and enjoy the sidewalks and get to places that you can. I mean, you live in another town and you pull out of your, subdivision and you're on a major route. So, keeping that stuff up, I think, is key. Hopefully the community center and programming picks up, where we offer our young people plenty of options here in Irondequoit to do, so you don't have to go to other towns to get that get some of those activities. But yeah, I think overall that the town people move here with the intent of being able to walk to school and ride their bikes around town and enjoy that part of the town.
Now, when I was a young teenager,
40 years ago.
Thank you, Dan.
You got it.
He was looking at me like he was waiting for it.
Right.
Where you would normally bring a person that you wanted to date was Irondequoit Mall or to Regal Cinemas. Those are two biggest eyesores.
Really? Did anybody really go to Regal?
You didn't go to Regal? I watched. What's that cheerleader movie?
I don't think
Dan?
Regal was there when I was.
Bring it on.
You weren't here. Regal came.
Yeah.
That was something they just gave to East Ridge. It was like, we got to give y'all something. Like,
that's messed up. Why are you dogging on East Ridge?
That's for life. I'm sorry.
I'm with you. So, okay, how are you gonna bring East Ridge in so they feel as though it is one Irondequoit? Because I guarantee they probably don't feel that love, and I guarantee West Irondequoit doesn't give that love. So why should we? I'm not gonna apologize to East Ridge. Y'all, they won the Irondequoit Cup from us every damn year I wrestled.
They just beat us in our Section 5 in the basketball championship a while ago. And I know Coach Carden was like, this shit never happened. Like, that shit would not happen on my watch. Not on my watch.
Because you're 6'1".
Of course, I was back then. I'm back down to 5'11".
So what are you gonna do to bridge that gap? the mayor-elect Malik talks about bridge. He's a bridge.
Oh, I can't wait.
How are you going to bridge the two Irondequoits together?
Well, I've concentrated on the east side. I don't. It doesn't matter to me. Like all this stuff that divides does not matter to me. Whether you're Democrat, Republican, east side, west side, that doesn't matter to me. It's not there. There's nothing going on the west side on the town that favors the west side. So you're talking school districts. I'm talking town. I don't think there's anything that the supervisor or the board is doing that favors, one side of the town over the other. West doesn't have, leaf pickup, and the east side does. That doesn't exist. So
West has a brewery. East doesn't.
Well, we'll get a brewery over there.
All right.
So West does have the best zip code in the nation as far as real estate, 14617. Just saying, that's my side. But yeah, keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I think
come up for that.
Yeah.
It's on the west side.
Yeah. Numbers.
Numbers, exactly. Numbers don't lie, y'all. Don't lie.
Yeah, so we, so from a town side, I don't think that, obviously there's a sense of, if you live on the west side and you're a supervisor, that you don't care about the east and the east. But, to me, that doesn't exist.
So you're not bringing that mindset.
Not at all. I think that, for school districts, it's very, but as far as town politics, there's nothing going on the west side that's not going on the east side, and that's, you're talking on a brewery that's, developed privately and put on the west side. Let's find someone to put one on the east side. Let's make it appealing for them to do that.
Well, speaking of that, not going on the west side, going on the east side, not going on any side is Oktoberfest.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Speak on that a little bit. A little softball of a question, but maybe a hardball response.
Yeah, I think it's
2 years now.
Yeah, so I think
it's not cool.
Very upsetting.
I think they permanently canceled it.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, so I think that they've transferred the last board meeting. They're transferring the leftover funds to the Oktoberfest to another department, and have decided not to continue. I think that's a huge loss for our town. East side, west side, doesn't matter. It's a huge loss.
The town funds it?
The town puts it on, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a private organization. Okay.
No.
Well, that is terrible.
That is terrible.
Wow.
It's terrible. It's been, I love it because I get to walk there. It's the one place in town that I actually get to, walk to. Old Auckland's is a little far for me to walk, but some people would consider it walking.
Right.
Some people would consider it walking distance, but, I'm not going to, dig into that one right now. I think that goes along with accountability and transparency. And, is it easier to cancel than continue? Probably. But is it what's right for the town? Probably not. I think it's, a revenue maker for the town, and it brings people here, and the people in town enjoy it. So, anytime we can get people coming to Irondequoit for an event is a plus for the town. And
Soapbox Derby.
That's a shot at the no fun party, because that I'm not saying that I know that's their position, but the just overall, that party collectively, they kind of stick together with their ideas, and they like the Democratic Party, the far left. Anything that involves fun, congregating, people coming together in a specific location gets canceled. Is that the position that they're taking? Like, what is your opponent saying about some of their, plans for the city and just bringing folks to the city, to the town? What are some of their plans? Does that counter your opposition?
I don't know. I don't know what he has said about it. I don't even know if he's thought about it. Obviously, he falls right into the line of, what is already at the town hall. So, I've heard rumors that even July 4th they like the way it went this year, a shortened event, and basically a one-day event. Now, 4th of July to me is one of the best times of year to be an Irondequoit resident. So
I agree. I'm not even an Irondequoit resident anymore.
Yeah. So I think, if that's true, it kind of goes in line with the reason why the Oktoberfest is being cut back and or canceled. But to me, that would be horrible for the town to shorten that event up at the town hall. But I don't know what my opponent's view on that is, and I assume he'll fall in line with whatever's happening currently.
No fun and freedom seems like to be what they like to do. No fun and freedom.
That's true.
Shorten down Independence Day celebrations because being free ain't fun, I guess.
Well, they don't like the flag.
They don't like that. Nope. They just took down Thomas Jefferson down in NYC. They took his statue down in the city council chamber. So
You gotta be kidding me.
cancel.
Good Lord.
You remember how the NFL used to be the no fun league?
No.
That's what you used to call it, the no fun league, when they used to give flags for celebrating and all that.
Oh,
with
yeah,
TO.
yeah. Okay, I got you.
Dang, man, Seattle wasn't winning back then.
That's why we were
That's
champions.
why.
I was having a lot of fun.
But that's kind of like the MO of that party. Like everything that we used to have and we used to do as a community to gives us the ability to congregate and communicate and enjoy each other's company is being just restricted and shut down. It's
Unless you want to throw a vigil in the middle of the street.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
They'll allow that, especially right in the middle of COVID.
Those events that
On Jefferson Avenue, matter of fact.
Right. Those down the street.
what Lavelle's talking about cuts through those racial lines and those segregation lines or anything like that, right? The things that divide people, they wash away when you get together and you shout some things at Oktoberfest. I'm very disappointed, by the way.
I can't tell.
I was disappointed when the Irish Fest got canceled. I thought that back-to-back weekends was, fantastic, and I was sad to see that one go. And now with Oktoberfest being gone, it's terrible.
Now, what I read, it's because of the tent. That's what I was
about the
reading. They couldn't get a tent. The tent that they rented, that company.
It was a huge tent.
It was a very big tent.
Very big tent.
We'll do an Under the Stars Oktoberfest. You
Right.
I'll have my people call your people.
You know what you should have? Just throwing this out there. You should have a Yuki Fest.
That's very popular around Irondequoit, the Ukes. So yeah, that would. They used to do it up at the church there on Ridge Road.
Right.
See,
I don't know where that went either.
They are canceling fun. I don't even want to say no more.
If I lived in Irondequoit, I'd be voting for this man.
I feel like I got to defend the Democrats because I'm one of them.
No,
but I can't.
You can't. It's unfortunate that you are stuck with a bunch of folks who don't want to have any fun. My mom, she recently bought a house in Irondequoit. She's a lifer. She's actually one of the first African Americans to come out to Western Irondequoit through the Urban Suburban program. Just like programs like that, I think is what separates Irondequoit from a lot of other towns in this, in Monroe County, because they were always a leader in including people, and you get the sense that this town, unlike others, has always been about the community. It doesn't matter the color you are, it doesn't matter where you come from, and when you see things like that, the festivals are just disintegrating. Where, as far as the then the past leadership, where is it that they're gonna bring anything back to start including people, that where people feel as though they are a part of something in this town? Do you see anything that will change, or is like if you don't get in, we're screwed? Like
yes, we are screwed. That's my new campaign.
Right.
That's my new campaign.
Geez.
We are an unbiased podcast.
Yeah. If I'm not elected, we are screwed.
We're screwed.
Yeah, we're screwed. We'll just leave it at that.
It's not a bad slogan.
Yeah.
I think people would actually. I think people want to hear that. Honestly, to be like, I would say that at my next reelection, because, like I said, it's hard to go against the Democrats that are locally around here, whether it's the Morelli crew, whether it's the Lovely crew, whether it's the new batch of far lefties. It's hard to go against the Democrats because you don't know what the fight is anymore. Like, it's just all over the place,
and it changes, right?
And,
so whatever's popular, whatever they think is popular,
and the goalposts keep getting pushed back further and further. It's hard. It's
You're
hard.
using the wrong sports references, man.
Is it?
Come on.
Am I combining the goalie? They took their goalie out.
The goalie's getting fatter and fatter.
Right. They left the goalie wide open.
They be out there hoeing for.
I don't watch
votes.
hockey. I don't know if anyone knows this or not.
Listen,
You got a legend here. Too.
I know. I wanted to know more about the hockey part, and I started asking hockey questions. I got lost immediately at the beginning of the podcast.
I was
Literally.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was on my way to getting my mom a sign of yours to put out in front, simply because, you know, again, she's African American. Folks wouldn't even expect her to kind of vote your way. I just think it's refreshing to hear someone that is literally going up against a machine, because if you have folks like the Monroe County executive, who I like picking on him all the time because I graduated with him, and you know, I just always thought like it was just funny. But I asked folks this question: who would you rather go into a bar fight with? Right? And I picked two people, so I'm asking the question: who would you rather go into a bar fight with? Adam Bello or Rory Fitzpatrick today? Like, who would you prefer? I think
Why is that the fight?
Huh?
Why is that the fight?
Because I'm picking on him right now. I am picking on him.
Petty?
Of course, because again,
But you're comparing a Monroe County executive.
Yes, that was a former Ronnie Quaid supervisor that also is the reason why the previous supervisor is in office, and then also is campaigning for, you know, Junior, who, again, Joe Morelli, he won because, you know, Louise Slaughter was, you know, pretty much gone and no one ran up against her. So again, you have a power group that is literally trying to control, you know, a town. Again, I think there's this,
trying to control a town?
well, pretty much is, but this is an election of change, right? Like you would think. So I'm just saying, like, for the folks, like, we need to kind of do something different.
Well,
I've
heard that if you don't vote for Rory Fitzpatrick, we're screwed.
We are. I think if you listen, I think anybody that don't vote for you, you should cross-check them.
Right.
Every single one of them. Just go and walk a Wegmans. Like, who'd you vote for? Just check them right into the tomatoes. Bang.
Good Lord.
No, we need that produce, man.
We need that.
Right.
No, we don't.
Actually, I don't.
No.
Y'all do.
You need to stop buying so much crap. All right. Stop
That's
buying so
right.
much stuff.
No. I know.
I gotta ask Mr. Fitzpatrick here. What's the what's the biggest
I'm nervous about this question.
Right.
the best heckle you've ever heard in your playing career?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think it was actually probably happened in a bar, and it was a reverse heckle.
Yes.
So Brett Hall, who was, you know, is a Hall of Famer.
Sure.
He's probably only, you know, 5'9", 5'10", and
Really?
girl, you know, he'd tell the story that the girl came up to him and said, "I thought you'd be a lot taller." And he said, "What do you want me to stand on my wallet?"
Zing.
Yeah.
Got
so,
him.
Yeah. So, you know,
That's
I could go on all day. There's
I love it.
you know,
You've seen
trash
it all.
talking is an art, and it's not one of my specialties, but there are some guys that are very good at it.
Well, they're not saying that to you because you're an honest 6'2".
You have to be. The NHL Central Scouting measure you. You don't have a
Yeah,
chance.
you
See?
can't
Lavelle said they lied.
Well, yo,
Yeah, you can lie at different levels, but not the NHL.
you see, Kevin Durant lied. He said, like,
Wrong
they say
sport.
I know, but they can do it in NBA. Obviously, he's not 6'11". They believe he's actually 7 feet. So you could do it in NBA, like, you know what I mean?
Tomato.
Does
Right,
it does it matter at that point? 6'11" or 7 foot?
You know,
Right.
hey, man,
Right.
whatever his
Right.
reasons are his reasons. I'm just saying that's what they do.
I'm 5'2". They're blocking me either way. Are you upset that you're not playing hockey at a time when you're going to hear in the stands screaming, "Let's go, Brandon"?
What does that mean?
I'd be upset. I go out there just to start that chant.
I love it.
Uh,
Man. I would
let's-
love it.
Let's go through the comments here. We haven't gone through the comments. See if there's any questions here. I'm sure there's going to be.
Oh, that's our
okay.
favorite guy right there. Kevin
Hold
be
up.
spamming us, bro. Like, jeez.
Not spam. That's a love, right?
Vicky, listen.
We
Why
start
does
from the
hold on,
beginning.
what
I
does
didn't even
Vicky
see any
say?
of them.
What did Vicky say? Go back now. She said,
She wants to know why there's an east and a west.
Yeah, why is there east and a west? Why not just be one town of Irondequoit? Just curious. There may be a valid reason. There is a reason. There is a high school on the west side, okay, that is called Irondequoit High School. There's a high school on the east side. It's called East Ridge High School.
It's all one Irondequoit to me. I don't know the difference.
No, it's not. Okay. One high school's better than the other. That's it. Period. That's all you need to know, Vicky. Thank you for the question. Though.
That is a good
You
question.
mean the east one? East one's better?
No,
Boy. Yo, you about to see a white boy beat down.
no, I was about to leave the show. I
Leave the
was about to leave the show.
Mr. Shepherd side.
that is a good.
He's a hoodlum. He's a hoodlum over here. Shout out to Shep. Shout out to
Shep
Shep.
dropping hoodlum bombs on everybody.
Right.
But that is a good question, and I would assume it's related to the school districts.
Yeah, it's all day.
And then that's a whole other question of why is there two school districts in the same town? I think it's one of the only towns that does that. Right?
If we ever had one school, I feel bad for those kids from East Ridge because they just won't make the team.
Well, I mean, if you take
Jeez.
Webster Schrader and Webster Thomas are the same school district, two different teams.
Yeah.
So
Well, they had to break that up. I remember going to a football game back in the day, and it was like a freaking college, that's when they were like, their football team was destroying everybody. And they come out the tunnel, you see like 70 kids and you know what I mean?
Well, Irondequoit did it wrong because they went geography, east and west. Come on.
Well, I mean,
You got to call it Irondequoit
Schrader.
somethings,
maybe,
and then the Irondequoit whatevers.
Well, I'll put my
Indians,
I'll put like
Irondequoit
this.
Eagles.
I will put my real estate hat on, okay, and I'm just
That's a
not
bull-
because I am biased.
That's a bull's hat.
Well, yes, of course. But I will say I do think there are certain parts of the West Side that just kind of shows better, than the East Side. Certain parts.
I've been all over this town, and there are some very nice places on the east side.
Yes,
You
there
are-
is.
Listen,
nice.
Rory,
Look at the politician coming through.
right?
No, I-
Politician coming through.
No, I've been every corner of this town over the last 9 months, and I tell you that they are equally nice places on the east side.
Seabreeze area.
I was gonna say I don't care what Lavelle says. I love Seabreeze.
Seabreeze is dope.
Love
They
it.
they do have some good fishing on the east side a little bit.
Yeah, look at you walking it back.
A little bit.
Right. Welcome back to comments like a true politician.
Not like my man Rory Fitzpatrick, who stands on his word, never wavers.
Hey, listen, he's got a vote over where we are. So
I'm fine with that.
our little dead end street is voting for you. So
Bougie.
it's a
Bougie.
beautiful, quiet area.
Private
Love
drive.
it. Very, very private. Very nice. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And again, I don't have nothing. No, I'm lying. I do have something against.
Are you going to change your voting district so you can vote in Irondequoit? is what
Oh,
you're
heck
saying?
yeah. Oh, yeah. All day. All day. I'm good. I'll just change the address real quick.
I still live with my mama.
all day.
Oh, Lord. Well, actually, it's 9:05 now. We've gone over our time. I really appreciate the time because I mean, I've been seeing the sign again. I've been seeing the signs everywhere. And Lavelle said, "Oh, we need to get this Rory guy on." I said,
Wait, what did he say?
"Shoot,
What did Adam say?
Yes.
Any plans for improving Empire Boulevard?
No, I'm with that.
Empire,
Kind of a broad question.
what's he? He's not allowed to ask any questions.
Oh, shut him down. No questions for you. No shirt for you because you don't get the question of the day.
Yeah, and he's trying to get your political parties out of you guys too. So he's,
We're on the
he's
We the
doing
People
a-
podcast.
There you go.
so-
Yeah.
There you
No,
go.
we're on the We the People podcast, starring politically correcting podcast, and you're supposed to plug your podcast at that one.
It's like Eminem says, "I am whatever you say I am."
If I wasn't, then why would I say I am?
Why would I say I am? I really do hope that we do adopt the the rules or change the rules to where politicians can either fight if they have a disagreement or cross check each other when they see each other in the hall. Because I would love to see.
They
I would
do
love
it
to
in
see.
they do it in England. They go after each other in
Yo,
Parliament.
I do
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
I do like that
yes.
part.
Yeah, they go after each other.
I would love to see.
That's the one thing they're not weenies about. Hey,
Rory versus Adam all day. I got.
Yo,
my
you
money
are
on.
hating on Adam.
Oh, I love it. Again, hey, class of '98, Adam.
Well, it's
Don't
funny-
worry.
It's funny.
I used
'cause
to talk about you in high school too, so it's all good.
Dang.
you better keep my name out your mouth.
Right. Put some respect. I actually did a post earlier today. I said I cannot get behind how he's been running the county.
Thank you. You
I don't-
can't. You can't. I'm sorry. All that soft shit, all that no comment. We don't even know what he stands for. We don't even know what the heck he, even represents. Who he represents. What does he do? He's just I'm gonna read this. Okay. Let me stop.
for the Irondequoit citizens, are you going to mandate the vaccine for your police force or your fire department?
I don't know if that's in my, say, but no. I mean, it's I don't. If
Everybody's
that's my
moving
if
around
that's
quick
my
tomorrow.
if that's my choice, then then I would not. I'm not an anti-vaxxer by any means, but freedom of choice and natural immunity, and there's a lot of things that go into that than just saying you got to get a shot.
I had this argument today with city council.
Yo,
I said before we even get any further, I want to right now tell you I am completely against it. I was like, what? When they say that you must stick this into your body for the greater good, when can't they use that excuse? And then I said, show me in the Constitution where it says the president can mandate a vaccine to the general public or to, just show me that. If you can't show me that, then it's not his call. He can't do that because any powers not given to him in the Constitution must go to the states.
It's a divisive tactic at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's what we don't need any more of in this country, county, state, wherever you want to say it. And, people are commenting on it that don't have any real reason to be commenting on it or have any information to be making those decisions. So,
well, I do have the same medical degree as Bill Gates. I've said it many times. I'm very proud about that.
Right.
Very proud about that. Me
It's
and him
about
same
being
school.
responsible, do it for grandma.
Yeah.
But hey, Colin Powell got, jabbed 3 times, 4 times, still died from it. So what are we doing? What are we doing? We could talk about COVID.
The COVID is the vast majority of our conversations. At least mine. I feel bad about that. But I'm glad to hear that you're not of the person who would mandate sticking something into your constituent's body. I appreciate that because I don't want that to happen in the city.
Scary.
That is scary.
It is scary.
Blow darts. Yeah, blow darts. So I appreciate it. There's like 10, 15 people who have no idea what we just talked about.
Blow
Right there.
darts.
Go back through the other podcasts. You'll find out
We got hits, man. We got hits.
for days. Rory, again, I appreciate the time here. I know you're a busy person. You got go knock on some doors, man. They love it when you knock on their doors at 9:00 at night when it's pitch black.
In the rain.
Don't do it. They hate it.
It's not.
No, they hate
Bring me, let me go first. Then we'll really see.
There we
We'll
go.
really see.
There we go. Cops called immediately.
We'll really see.
Actually,
Everything changed.
I don't know
in
if I
this
should
town.
say this, but we did a literature drop off on Saturday, and one of the candidates' daughters had the police called on her. So
He was on the show.
okay, yeah, I won't say his name out of respect, and I don't know if he does or doesn't want me to say it, but
I'll say it.
You could say
Do
it.
it.
I'm not.
Bryce LaFountain was on our show before I had the co-host on.
Okay.
And I mean, his wife had posted it, so I figured that's public information.
Yeah.
They just went up there to
It's
drop off
CNN's
some
fault. It's
information.
CNN's fault. CNN, they got everybody scared. So if they're watching CNN, they're calling the cops ASAP.
Yep, they tried doing it in my neighborhood, and I said, "Answer the door."
Mhm.
Or you don't have to answer. Speak through the window.
Mhm.
Speak through your Ring camera. Like there's so many different things you can do instead of calling the police.
There's
You know?
someone outside my door without a mask.
There was someone who was.
And to think it's safer to be standing out there with a mask on is an interesting
right.
view,
No,
right?
I'm telling you, that's probably why they called. You never know
Yeah.
what people think.
Well, I
Yeah.
put my
I don't
ski
know if she's
mask on.
vaccinated.
It's now
They said
preferred
that
to
wasn't
walk-
the right one.
She
No.
doesn't look vaccinated either.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I literally had someone email me, and I'm not afraid to put this person on blast. They emailed me saying, if we're not, how can we make sure that it's vaccinated police officers who are showing up to 911 calls.
Oh, gosh.
I told her, you feel free to request a vaccinated police officer. Hopefully your emergency call will last long enough for you to get any kind of help.
You can't breathe. Hold on.
Right.
Are you vaccinated?
She's like, the police, they require us to talk to them. So how can we meet with them and not put us in danger? I said,
Sign language.
You're calling them because you're in danger.
right.
That-
Like what?
I can't.
What world do I live in? I don't
People, can we
understand
stop
this.
being dumb? Just like, and is it okay if I say like, can we stop being dumb or ignorant? Like, that's just
Be
that's
smarter.
frustrating. You seriously got that email?
For real.
Whoever, I hope you're watching. Whoever sent Jose that email, go slap yourself. Period.
I'm 100% positive they're not voting for me for re-election. So if you're talking about requiring police officers to have the vaccine, you're not voting for me,
Then go
because
slap
I would be
yourself.
completely against it.
Here's my vaccine card. Let me show you this first before I stop your jugular from
Right.
Right.
From this guy from raping your good Lord.
Oh, see,
You said it.
Right
Yeah.
back into that. Go right back.
Right to rape immediately. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to look there, but there's been a couple of times when people have been trying to get rent from their tenants, and the person turns around, the guy turns around and sexually attacks the woman, landlord in the city, and they don't talk about it.
You said rent too. That's a touchy
Rent.
subject for me too.
Right. And not only that, there was a code enforcer who got a gun put to the back of her head. They won't talk about that either.
Nope. Because
Our
it's
city
their fault.
is in turmoil, in the shitter of all the things you guys don't know about that happens in this city.
That's why.
And if we don't stop it in the city or prevent it, it's coming to Irondequoit.
no, it
has
ain't.
been.
No, it ain't.
Are you telling me
the
not?
price is too high.
No,
It
because
costs
they'll
way
go
too
to the
much.
parking lots and do it right in your parking lots.
Yeah, it can be them apartments.
Right.
Rory, shut them down. No more apartments.
Yeah.
200K and
He
up.
said no more apartments.
No more apartment buildings in Irondequoit. Especially send them to the east side.
Oh
East
my
side.
God.
It's one Irondequoit, Lavelle.
Oh,
Jeez.
no, it's not. It's never been.
Well, let me cut this off before you
Lavelle's
lose this man.
he's going to lose my election right off.
To Rory
This is me.
Fitzpatrick, it's one Irondequoit.
This is only me. This
Yeah.
is only me. This has nothing to do with Rory and his viewpoint. He did an amazing job today. I really, really.
Yeah, thanks for coming on and
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
dealing with us here. During your times when you're walking around or doing these types of things, if you for some reason come across Kanye West or John Leguizamo, let them know. I'm still trying to get a hold of them. They still have not returned my call to come on the podcast.
Refused to mention Nicki Minaj because that's who I want. So
She
whatever.
turned her back on the whole vaccine thing. She no longer talks about it. So if she ain't got the
She
strength,
good, man. She good. She said
Nah.
her piece, man. You know,
she needs to fight. She needs to fight.
mm-mm,
Even though
she
Kanye
good,
West and
man.
John Leguizamo is a complete opposite side, actually.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's a
He's the
lefty.
worst.
Oh, he's a pure
You
lefty.
got to help your man out.
That's why I want to bring him on. I want to bring him on and say, how dare you allow what's his name, the Italian guy, to take all the Latino freaking parts in the movies and you play second fiddle to him.
Mhm.
Speaking of that, we had a comment talking about Rory's opponent if we invited him on. We'd be happy to.
I'm
Who-
not,
who
look,
is
you
this?
know how many people I have invited from the more
They
liberal
don't want
side,
no
and
smoke.
they won't come on.
They don't want none of this.
They
smoke.
will not come
They
on.
don't want none of this smoke right here.
It's because of
None.
Lavelle.
No, it got yo.
But if you have a stance, and you stand
come talk your shit.
your ground, come
Yeah.
talk to us.
You about it? Be about it. You want
Right.
to talk about it? Be about it. I know Adam would never come on the show. Oh my God, Lavelle, we did graduate.
We'd be happy to have him on.
I would
Look,
enjoy it. I would enjoy it.
We'll be respectful. Present your views. We're gonna dog you a little bit,
Wait,
but if you have the
Could
cojones,
you
say
imagine
with them.
going in like if you're in a foxhole, you're in the trenches, right? And Adam Bello is next to you.
Boy.
How much confidence you gonna have with him jumping out there and having your back? Go ahead, Jose. Go do it.
I will comment. I will.
Don't do this to
You're sounding more and more like Michael Jackson.
Yeah. I will comment on that because obviously who gets invited on the show is none of my business. But there's plenty of media outlets here in town that will not have me on.
Oh, yeah.
But the
See?
other part.
Good point.
So, I've actually reached out to local journalists that
Mhm.
are, journalists here in town and said, hey, why don't we spend a little time together today? Take a ride around town. I'll show you what I'm thinking. And, unfortunately I don't get that, response.
Yeah,
So-
and I'm friends with Bryce LaFountain, and I was trying to help him with understanding what the how to get things put into place so that you can do the fundraising, like what
Yeah.
to do for fundraising, because that's hard. That's one of the hardest things you got to do. And his biggest concern or his biggest problem was, as soon as he said that he's running on the Republican line, people would not allow him to rent a space out or have his fundraiser at their location. Like, that's wrong, guys. That is so wrong.
Yeah.
And look, everything about politically correcting is about bridging the gap, because if you're far left and you're a far right, man, come on the show.
Come on the show.
Come on the show. Let's have a
I really
conversation.
want to ask like direct questions to a lot of the
Defend yourself. Defend your
yes,
stance.
right? Because
Defend how you feel.
obviously you know more than everybody else. Like, they're always the smartest people in the country. You know what I mean? They know we're
Thank you.
so dumb, right? And so just out of touch.
What you talking
So please teach me.
Yeah.
Teach me.
Look, I can't even work the internet to get my ID so that I can vote.
Hey, I'm a black dude, and
Do you
I
feel that
don't
way?
know how to find a good attorney.
Does your cell phone have data?
I'll show you both. Don't worry.
No, I'm sitting here emailing my attorney today about some shit. I'm like, and every time I email, I'm like, Biden telling me I don't have a freaking attorney. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just so, black people don't have good attorneys. That's the problem. What? How many attorneys done got so many brothers out of jail? I mean, damn, the numbers would be even higher if that was the case. Like, come on.
He'd be upset knowing that, you said that because you voted for him.
Oh, I would be, listen, you're an exception to the rule. You're lucky. You're privileged. You went to West Irondequoit. If you'd have went to East Irondequoit, that'd be different.
Oh my God.
Good luck with that vote.
Yeah. I worked so hard for it.
Yeah. Do you want him to accompany you while you go over there? or-
No.
No.
No,
When I
no.
have him out in front of that Wegmans. Hey.
Get him a
Oh,
dunk.
don't even
Vote
talk
for
about
Rory.
that Wegmans. I will refuse to go to the East Wegmans.
Right. And to your point, that exists. I can't tell you how
Yeah.
many people have said, "Listen,
Get him a dunk tank.
I support you. I just can't support you out in public." And
Oh my God, I've heard that a million times.
And,
A million times. I can't even respond to your posts, but I'll DM you to tell you that I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and to Irondequoit's benefit, or the amount of businesses and residents on both sides that have put my signs in their windows is telling that they're ready for something different and a change, and that fear is kind of going away. And I didn't ask one business to put my sign in front of their business, because I know as a business owner how sensitive that can be, and
For no reason.
And I think there's 30 to 40 businesses that have their sign in my in their front window.
That's amazing.
So I'm proud of that, and I'm proud of the fact that we've been able to get so many Democrats to support and not be afraid of that counter.
They're like, they sick of this shit. You see the guy we elected? He's probably dead 10 years ago. We just don't know it.
Boy.
He's sticking puppet master. Yo, we're over the time. That's why I'm like,
We're over the
cracking
time.
these jokes.
It's past his bedtime.
Keep giving
It's
me-
9:20.
Keep
We're
giving me
past his
time
bedtime.
or keep hitting him with some zingers.
You're supposed to mute him, Austin. Mute. I again appreciate the time.
He's coming off my mic.
And if you know what? We're live. You might as well. Can we have you actually cross-check him into the wall?
Don't.
No. You've been asking for it.
Nah,
You've been asking
no,
for it.
not me.
You put us
I'm
over
on
the time.
his team. You don't
Oh.
cross-check your teammate.
Have you ever cross-checked your teammate?
Not in the game.
Practice.
Right, we're not in the
man.
game.
Practice. We ain't practicing either.
Practice?
We in the game
Wait,
right
practice?
now.
Talking about
We in
practice?
the game.
That's the wrong
We in
sport.
the game right
You
now.
should give him the last word here.
Go ahead. Wait, who?
Yes, Mr. Fitzpatrick. Yes,
Batman?
You are.
Go ahead.
This is your vote.
No, I think
Earn that vote. Earn that Easter Irondequoit vote.
Make up for
Gotta get
Lavelle.
it.
Everything Lavelle just said about Easter Irondequoit.
No, it's one town for sure, and I think that if there's a chance to actually get rid of some of this hyper politicalness here in Irondequoit, that I'm the choice, and so is Bryce LaFountain and the other Republican candidates. I think we've chosen a group of people that is working off common sense and does not have a bigger political agenda than making Irondequoit the best that it can possibly be.
Excellent point. I'm gonna throw in there Marcus C. Williams for City Council. City of
Restore.
Rochester.
He is working
Renew,
hard. That
revitalize.
dude,
Yeah.
that dude was working hard. He almost had his cookout that was shut down because of the weather. I would have definitely been there to see what's on.
Yeah,
the
we were ready,
smorgasbord.
Marcus. We were going
Yes,
there.
we're gonna
I almost
go.
had shirts ready and made.
The
They would've
only
came in
black Republican. No, there's another couple other black
And Lewis.
Republicans. Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah, well, she's not really. She's fronting. I talked to her. She's talking about cancel rent. I said, "Oh, you're done." Yeah, I said, "What?"
It's like on Friday.
I was like, "What type of Republican are you?"
Right,
I said, "Boo."
That's like the number one thing you don't say. As
Boo.
well, she's a moderate Republican, I guess.
She's not. She
She
don't even know what she is.
well, she can't win nothing on the Democratic line because no one will vote for her, so she jumped to Republican. Just want to say that.
Oh,
Y'all don't know
that's
what
inside
last
info.
word means.
Right, that was that last word.
Yo, I feel bad for you, Jose. You are surrounded by a bunch of misfits, man.
I feel bad for you if you ever have to go to a Wegmans in East Irondequoit because they're gonna dog you as soon as
Oh,
they
don't
see
worry.
you.
I will not step foot in there. Like, oh my God, you see this floor? What is this shit?
That's the one we shop at. So.
Oh man.
Oh no. All right. Well, that was a good last word. Austin, play that funky music.
Yeah.